Welcome back to the Legend of Heroes Trails through Daybreak, where we are currently in Longlai in the evening, and I think we're looking in on Vaughn's old training place? Looks like someone does live here now after all. Makes sense, it has been 5 years. I wonder if it's someone connected to Taito or Master. It could be just a total stranger though. Maybe this is a good time to stop walking around and give this door a knock.
Who could have business here this late at night?
Oh, I can't believe you actually came.
Hey, nice night, huh? I don't think I met you before, but I'm thinking you're responsible for spreading word about my work around? Well, less you and more the guy who lives here.
How do you... Oh, you're with them, aren't you?
Damn, you a new guy? Those reaction definitely says... You got me all wrong. My way ain't black, white, or even grey. I'm not here to interfere with whatever you're doing, I'm just hoping to pay my respect.
What are you doing, Van?
Oh, you followed me, huh?
We happened to notice you looking over this way earlier today.
You mentioned how you lived in Longlai 5 years ago, so we thought this might be where.
That, or maybe you'd taken a page out of that dumb race car driver's book and this was your local girl's place.
The look of a girl. Hell no, dumb brat. Mr. Aqua does not strike me as a proper age for multiple mistresses and the like. And he's not filthy rich like Maxime either. So sorry about that. What's even happening here? Is this some act to get me to let my guard down? Well, no matter how outnumbered I am, you won't get the better of me. Who's this, Dagger? We're really sorry about bothering you so late at night. We won't disturb you any longer.
Oh, on the contrary, by all means, come in.
What? Huh? You got to be kidding me.
Please, stay inside, sir.
No need to be so on guard around them, Cody. They're acquaintances of your sisters, as you very well know. They're also highly regarded by Prince Sharid, Fawn, and Professor Hamilton.
Wait, that beard, is this former President Rocksmith?
I think we can at least afford to trust them as much as the guild does, hmm?
I suppose so.
So who's he? Why are you all acting weird? It's understandable that you wouldn't know, Miss Lafayette. Yeah, but damn, this is some turn of events. Until 2 years ago, you were the most famous man in the whole Republic. What are you doing in a place like this? Huh?
Aha! A love of surprises seems to be part of the job description, looking back through the ages. The current occupier of my old job is no exception. Still, if not everyone is aware of who I am, then I'd best get to introducing myself.
Former President Rocksmith.
My name is Samuel Rocksmith. I am the previous president of the Republic. It's a pleasure to meet you all, Arkwright Solutions.
Yoga Rowan of a Taito school. I haven't been able to visit in 5 years, and heck, we never even met, but your student told me to give you his regards. Is Taito another style of Eastern fist fighting? Yeah, it's not as big as the Gekka school, but a whole lot of skilled warriors use it. The movable's part of it, and the direwolf's techniques are based off it too. I'm no expert in these matters, but that makes it sound quite incredibly to me. For sure. Unfortunately, when the head of the school died over 10 years ago, his students dispersed all over the place. Since my own master was a friend of his, he looked after his dojo after that. That's how I ended up staying here for about half a year. Now I see. But the martial art that you know isn't Taito, is it? Indeed, north at the Gekka school. I believe it was called the Kunlun school? Yeah, it's a school that draws inspiration from both the East and West. My master was Western, but he decided to train in that school and then passed it on to me. Fate sure is a funny thing. It feels like fate brought us here too. Still, does the fact that you're talking about your master in the past tense mean... Yeah, he died 3 years ago. He might have been like a father figure to me, but he had a boatload of other students, and not all of them in martial arts. I heard he died protecting one of his more respectable ones. I wish I'd been able to be with him when the time came, but I guess the least I can do is make an offering for him here. Van. Well, I guess we can join you.
So he is the Roaring Lion's unofficial student. The Spriggan who serves as a bridge between light and darkness.
Ah, the Roaring Lion.
What a fascinating young man. I'm interested in everyone with him too, including her, naturally.
So you knew my master and master Ryuga, Mr. President? I most certainly did. I met them both in my younger years. Though I regret to say the opportunity to see them was rare after I took up office 12 years ago. Still, your master and I did come together to mourn Master Ryuga's passing. That makes sense. So, what was your soda pop's name? Aaron. Talk about being oblivious. I'm not sure if I'm at liberty to tell you that. His name was Gunther Barkhorn. He was a traveling priest for the Septian Church. Wait, what? So you went around doing work for the church? Far and wide, yes. That being his profession is a surprise, though. It certainly is. So how did a priest become a master of martial arts in the first place? Well, he wasn't your ordinary priest, to put it mildly. I was one unofficial student of his, but he had a whole lot of crazy official ones too. Compared to them, I was a total failure, and honestly, way more trouble than I was worth. Man, he sounds like he was a wonderful master and father. That was how I came to be in charge of his residence. I've been living in seclusion here ever since conceding 2 years ago. I visit the capital on occasion, but I spend most of my time here, living a simple life, enjoying the springs whenever it suits me. What I would give to have a life like that. Perhaps in 40 years or so you can. Speaking of youth, I ought to introduce my friend here. What? Warrant Officer Cody Macmillan. This is Warrant Officer Cody Macmillan. He's affiliated with Hercules and a member of the Secret Service. He is the younger brother of 2nd Lieutenant Kayla Macmillan, whom I believe you met in Basel. Oh, I can see it now. You're right, they do look somewhat alike. 2 siblings of the CID, huh? So is Renee or...
He's not my direct superior if that's what you're thinking, even if he has helped me in my work. While my sister and I at least have some things in common with Chief Ruron, we don't see eye to eye with your friend on very fundamental issues.
Ah, I gotcha. Ah, what are you talking about? Did you just run into some kind of internal dispute in the CID? Not quite. I was well acquainted with Cody and Kayla's father. It was a true shame that he lost his life fighting against the Empire, and that was what led Cody to agree to work under me. My father has nothing to do with my motivations, Mr. President. I serve you because I believe this country needs you. You are a far better leader than that cowardly, short-sighted swindler. Cody? I'm so sorry, sir. I shouldn't have overstepped my bounds. Understand your intention, and I'm happy that you think so highly of me, but you never know who could be listening. Besides, the result of the election 2 years ago was entirely legitimate. I can't approve of any distortion of the truth. Yes, but... I'm sorry. Well, I'm not gonna wade into that dispute, but I can see you're still a well-connected man, Mr. President. Especially since you were able to arrange this trip for us while spreading word of our 4 SPGs. I guess he did mention Crown Prince Jareed's name earlier? Yeah, in France. And the professors, hold on. When the other person who invited us here was...
I'm calling on behalf of Elzheim's Crown Prince Sharid, the Basel Institute of Sciences Professor Hamilton, the Kowloon Group's Fan Lu, and one other individual, whose name I will not disclose, to extend you an invitation.
I would be that individual, yes. I have been acquainted with Grand Prince Salman and Professor Hamilton since my days in office. I also became acquainted with Elder Gian of Heiyue during those years, however, he is a rather frightening fellow. As such, I opted to consult with his son, Fan, on this occasion. I see. Ha, I totally feel you there. Okay, I think we get how we came to be here now. Still got a big question though. Why would a former president want to speak with a shady spriggan like me? And why go so far to do it? I can't picture you wanting to hire us for anything considering your position. That's a fair point. It wouldn't be a very wise decision politically, too. Yeah, the current ruling party would absolutely take advantage of it if they found out. It would pose too great a risk. You think he hasn't thought of that?
You are absolutely right. I didn't bring you here to hire you for anything. That said, I'm well aware of the good work you've been doing all over the country. Whether it was in Cray, Longport, Tharbad, or Basel. As you know, all of those surface incidents were caused by Almada. But I believe there are deeper issues they share at their core. It's been 2 years since the war ended. The unprecedented prosperity our country has been blessed with has pushed the problems we have always had into the background. However, they never went away, and their effects are starting to be felt once more.
Well, the Mafia is always gonna be a problem. And it's true that Professor Callaghan's descent didn't start with them. Jägerkorps all over have been getting a lot busier lately. As has Marduk. Perhaps you're right that these deeper issues are beginning to rear their ugly heads. And the one who's guided us to this point is... Huh? Why does she look so gloomy? Huh. Either way, the boost reparations provided to various fields is close to coming to an end. Calvert's real strength is about to be tested. I can't imagine our president hasn't seen this coming either. The monumental change we've seen ain't gonna come without aftershocks, you can count on that. To be sure, they're likely to extend beyond the economy and into the field of technology too. All those dipshits whining about the immigrants are gonna come crawling out the woodwork like rats again, huh? The same people whose racially motivated acts of terrorism led to the economic crisis a few years ago. That's all worrying to hear.
Worrying, yes, but all of that was also what led me to want to meet with you. We live in highly turbulent times, with countless forces of light and darkness at work in this young republic. But we have you, a group like no other, not heroes of justice like the Guild, nor the CID, who maintains balance on the government's behalf. You work alongside groups on both sides of the moral spectrum, while having your own distinct style all the same. And I can only hope that you will be a powerful force in carving a future for our country.
You're even craftier than I'd heard.
Though it is motivating to have all of that said about you.
I don't know how much I'll be able to help, but I'm here for whatever you need.
As someone who lives and works in this country, I want it to be a peaceful and prosperous one.
Everyone.
Can't help but feel like you're thinking a little too highly of us. But this is one connection I'd wager is well worth having, even if it might bite us back one day.
I'm glad you feel that way. I can see I was right to invite you here after all.
I hope we can have a long and fruitful relationship, Mr. President. We're more than happy to take on jobs for you, providing you bring them in through the back door. And so long as the pay and profile fit our standards, of course.
I am delighted to hear that. May this partnership serve us well, Van Arkride.
1102. Okay, yeah, he was about as sharp as you'd expect a former president to be. Easy to see how he could keep up with Heyo's elders when negotiating as president. Indeed, I believe the two sides worked together to stop terrorism at a trade conference 4 years ago. The current president is a formidable figure in his own right, but the former president has clearly lost none of his skills. I got the impression he's still working with the current opposition party too. Not that it seemed like he had any interest in dragging us into any political squabbling. I agree. I believe he came to us purely as an individual thinking of Calvert's future. I'm really glad I got to talk to him. I feel like I learned so much from the experience. He also spoke to you in private after we were all done, didn't he? Oh, I noticed that too. He did, but we didn't discuss anything of real importance. I have to admit I was surprised to learn about you working for Arkwright Solutions. I can't imagine Roy is none the wiser of that fact either. You know my dad? Well, I mean, you know him in a professional capacity, obviously. But you make it sound like you're more personally acquainted. I suppose it makes sense you wouldn't know this. But before establishing the Patriot League as a party, Roy was part of the Republican Party just like me. The two of us were on very friendly terms indeed when he first delved into politics after leaving the armed forces. I also knew your mother. I even remember meeting you when you were still a baby. I had no idea. I'm not ignorant about what happened in the election 2 years ago. So much scheming went on behind the scenes to remove you from office. And the man responsible for it all was... That's just how the world of politics is, young lady. The 23rd president of the Calvert Republic that came of it has brought us unprecedented prosperity. He's also standing tall as a force to be reckoned with, for better or worse, in the current world in which we live. Besides, nothing in politics is inherently good or evil in the present. Morally is solely for history to judge. All the politicians must do is ensure that our fair republic is deemed right. Be that through leading it to greatness, or offering an alternative should our leader lose their way. Such is the life of ones in our position. Mr. President?
All that said, you just leave the burden of politics to us adults for now. I would rather you keep your focus on what you want to achieve.
And I will. Thank you, Mr. President.
She looks like she had a big weight lifted off her shoulders. Huh. Oh, there you guys are. You up again, huh? Did you come to collect us? Yep. I'm very sorry that it took so long. Don't worry about it. We had a good nap between us. You had to be up early today too, didn't you? Should probably hit the hay yourselves. Can't argue with you there. You guys got to head back to our rooms then? I know I am. I might pass out as soon as I hit the bed. Now I get to sleep with Agnes and Fairy. That's right, we did say we were going to do that. We won't all fit in the bed at once though, so we have to take turns.
Mommy.
What?
An enemy attack. No. What do we have here? A paranormal being? Oh, but there's more at work here than that.
Can't things just be nice for once? 7:15 in the morning, in the next morning. Oh, I wonder why it's so thick. Great, fuck. Alright, there was fog out in Langport when Miss Friends were...
I can't find her anywhere. Maybe she's gone into the boys' room?
What's that all about? What's up?
I don't see her.
We heard what's going on. She hasn't been in our room either.
Nor is she anywhere in the communal area.
Who isn't? What's going on? What's all the noise first thing in the morning? Wait, where's the kid?
I'll check just in case. Yume hasn't been in your room, has she? She was supposed to be sleeping with us, but when we woke up, she was nowhere to be found.
I checked with the inn staff just in case, but we're told that Yumi hadn't been sighted anywhere on the premises. After learning this, they decided to split up and search the town. We're gonna head out now, but I want you to stand by at the inn in case anyone tries to get in contact. If you learn anything from the police or the guild, call us right away and let us know. Understood. I'll see if I can find anything on the Orbital network while I wait. Please do all you can to bring her back safely. We will. She's one little troublemaker, isn't she? Maybe she just had so much energy that it had to work it all off? Doubtful. She seemed too well behaved for that. Yeah, Mom's brought her up right. I'm sorry for dragging you into our problem again. We're kinda ruining your vacation, aren't we? Not at all. We spent a lot of time together yesterday, so I'm as worried about her as you are at this point. Thankfully, I don't think it'll take us that long to find her with this many people. Those two robots, Fio and Zeros was it, seem like they'll be a big help in the search. Yeah, the silences those things have got are something else. If she's town, they'll find her. In the meantime, we're gonna go around asking people if they've seen her just in case, and see if we can find her that way. Do you have some useful app on your Zypher that'll help find her? Nah, it's just that something up with a holo I use. She just stopped responding to me this morning. Can't even get her to appear now. Oh, that's weird. Something might have happened overnight. Anyway, let's get to work. Okay, got it. Wait, I need to put these on first. Judith joined the party. Van's holocore was changed from Mare to another holocore. What does he have? Aim right now. Aim is not really good. Yeah, Mare's not available. Healing arts, crafts, arts range. Physical damage, maybe? This is basically a berserk, yeah. Massive strength up, but the defense goes down. S-craft power.
Holocore Cameo online. Holocore Karabia initiated.
Alright, now we're looking for Yumi. I'm very sorry about your missing child. Our lodge takes full responsibility for this failure of security. Far from providing you with a pleasant, relaxing time, we've caused you such worry. We are so sorry. I've taken the liberty of contacting the local police, the tourism bureau, and of course the Bracer Guild. I intend to continue searching myself as well, and pray to the Heavenly Mother that we find her safe and sound. I had the inn give me access to the security cameras to observe the area. I'm afraid that while I saw hints of Yumi on the camera, I was unable to find anything in the footage that would help us locate her. It is curious how she could evade cameras like that. Either way, I'm focusing on gleaning information from what we know. I'm sure you're very worried about your child. We're contacted the Tourism Bureau and the police. Our inn's employees will of course be helping you search, and we'll also be ready to help safeguard her once she returned. I'll go contact a few of my acquaintances as well. Just hope we find her. Can't just go bathing. I just finished morning prep, but I hear a child's gone missing. Ian's helping search too, so I guess I'll ask our provisioner and other folk I know if they saw anything. Aside from that, I hope and trust that she'll be found safely and get something warm ready for her return. I've never had a chance to slip into the hot spring right after waking up before, but it really warms away the sleepiness. We still got some time, so maybe I can scope out a nice relaxing massage a bit later. The fog though, is that normal weather for Longley? The guidebook did mention the occasional foggy morning. There's fog and there's fog though. Morning bath is a wonder. Wakes you right up, makes you feel vitalized. Especially an outdoor bath. Tasting that morning air while you gaze out of the mountains. I don't have a word for it. A shame I'm leaving tomorrow. I'd have liked to spend another night in this wonderful, restful place. That was the smell of fog. Strange, I hadn't heard of fog being common in this season. Still, this fog's kind of great. Fog mist is all part of a travel experience. This isn't just about here, but you know, local shops should try selling the air, their fogs and whatnot, as souvenirs, right? Bottle it! Now then, I'm off to take care of the tea plants. I have to do what I can now for next year's crop. That fog might have been thick as soup this morning, but doesn't seem to have harmed things too much. If I start preparing things now, we'll have excellent tea next year too. Okay then, it's a little early, but I get the store open. To make sure the folks who leave during the day can stop by. Oh yeah, I heard about the lost child. Gives me a willies thinking of Ino in that situation. Longley is a very safe place, but it's surrounded by mountains. There's some real monsters not that far from town. My daughter's home now, but I'm still worried. Maybe I should try to keep a close eye on her from now on. Okay, I took a nice warm bath, so time for another day of hard work. I'm a bit spooked about this fog though. I hope the tourists don't get lost. Come to think of it, the Tourism Bureau was going on about a missing child, weren't they? I'll keep an eye out while I warn the visitors around here.
Don't often see fog this thick.
Well, I'd better figure out what to get my friends as souvenirs. The real problem is those treats I thought would be great won't stay fresh long enough. And dried goods are a bit of a snooze. This is for my girlfriends, so I want to get them something sweet. Now, should I grab a manto or one of those rice-baked food items for a quick breakfast? Oh, wait, I better go get souvenirs for my co-workers soon. Can't buy anything that won't stay fresh. Wonder if I've got some dried goods, or maybe even a knick-knack or something.
Alrighty.
The fog's just awful. I was going to go harvest some bamboo from near the waterfall, but in this cloud bank maybe not. The mountain roads get perilous when you can't see well, plus I heard people were seeing strange monsters yesterday. Don't worry everyone, I'll help you all create some great memories here in town, so there's no need to go out.
Do you have any preferences? Thanks for coming in.
Goodness, the fog is thick. It's not terribly common to see fog like this off the Kunlun Mountains in this season. Yet it's times like these that sharpen the senses, enough to feel even the faintest changes in the energy of the land. What is this bone-chilling sensation? I've trained here for many years, but I've never felt something like this. Oh god, I can't get a grasp on it.
What'll it be for today? Thanks a bunch.
The mountains this morning are somehow... No, best not to say anything. The air of this place flowed so well last night, and yet now I can't help but worry. This fog's quite thick. The guidebook didn't mention fog being an issue in autumn. That said, the fog does add a wonderful mysterious feel to this eastern cityscape. I wonder if it's just phenomenally rare? I wish I'd brought a camera. We already informed the tourism bureau about your lost child. I told our staff to contact you if I see her. We'll check all the places we usually see lost children. Storehouses, the unopened shops, places like that. I've got to open my shop myself, but I keep an eye out as far as I can from here. Just tell me if there's anything else I can do.
Take as long as... I'll be waiting for you.
I was just about to start morning prep, but the kid who was with you has gone missing? My son seemed pretty worried too. I'll be glad to offer any help I can. After all, what is hospitality if not helping visitors feel at peace? Well then, time to open the shop. With this fog, I'm not sure how many customers I'll even get, but still. No point in whining about it. I just have to pull the customers in with my voice instead. I heard about your missing child. Sadly, all I can say is that I don't know anything. I can tell you that I've been watching the river this whole time. If she'd fallen in, I'd know. Even the worst aside, the autumn river can give you a frightful chill. Still, I think we're safe from all that at least. I'll make sure to keep a close eye on the river for the time being. Come to think of it, the Revolution Festival is coming up next month, yes? The big one in the capital? I've been to the interior of the Republic a number of times, but never quite had the time to make it to a festival. I don't have any reason to rush back east, so perhaps it would make for a good change of pace to go see it this time. Okay, asking around at the dojo. What is this place? Well, let's just say there's someone living out their retirement here who knows the land. Thought it might be wise to check in on them. But voice, you came back, did you? No, Cody. That's not the polite way to treat our guests. Surely they came because they have some business. Well, Arkwright. Is the person with you? What, she can't be the Judith Lanster? Why in the world would the top actors be with a Spriggan? I didn't fool them for a second. Shut up. More importantly, are you the former President Rocksmith? Why in the world are... Wait, someone living out their retirement? I dare say something must have happened, yes. Yeah, if you hear me out. Van explained how Yumi, the granddaughter of Monmart's owner, disappeared mysteriously this morning to Rocksmith. Goodness, the bistro girl went missing? Hold on, you're familiar with Monmart, Mr. Rocksmith? Oh yes, that shop is quite well known among certain circles. To tell you the truth, I would stop by there for private business sometime, and I was still president. The owner knew who I was, of course, but he was happy to turn a blind eye and serve me like just another customer. Man, small world, huh? I guess that would mean you definitely knew about my office for a while then. Yes, it does mean that. Now, with that said, I'd be more than happy to help find the little lady. I'm afraid to say no such girl has come anywhere near here. Considering the situation, however, it makes it all the more concerning. I hope this turns out to be nothing more than an ordinary missing person case, but one never knows. Wait, the situation? What situation? Well, I'm sure Mr. Arkwright has a sense of it already, but of late there's been an odd presence haunting Longlai. Or I'll say, rather, haunting the entire region of Longlai. The guild believes it to be an unknown monster, and there's been a number of people who've noticed an unfamiliar presence in the mountains. I suppose that it isn't the sort of comment you'd expect from a former president, hmm? Let's just say I've seen many things in my time. Though perhaps it would be better to say I had to learn to accept and deal with the inexplicable not long before I retired. Yeah, no surprise. He probably means the events in Crossbow and the Empire a few years back. Come to think of it, that monster who attacked me yesterday definitely didn't feel normal. Guess that wasn't just my imagination. Anyway, at least it makes it clear Longlai's in some deeper shit than we thought. We go check with other eyewitnesses, but thanks for cluing us in about the weird stuff. You have my best wishes, Mr. Arkwright. If we find or remember something of use, I'll be in touch. I will go get in touch with our various contacts then. If you would, Mr. Arkwright, if you need help, you have only to ask. Yeah, much appreciated. A strange presence. You know, I did kind of feel something. So does this mean someone else is up to something here? Even if it doesn't, it helps to keep aware of it. It could be related to why Yumi's gone missing. Anyway, we need to collect more information for now. Right. I'll be in charge of coordinating our search with the police and the border guard. Don't worry, I may be retired, but as you might guess, I kept my contacts. Still though, Longlai isn't like other towns when it comes to getting lost. Be careful. I'll also join the search once I've gotten in touch with everyone I can. Mr. Rocksmith seemed concerned about the situation around Longlai. Don't you dare let Mr. Rocksmith's goodwill go to waste, Spriggan. I heard about the missing child. I've been speaking to people in town and ensuring no stone goes unturned, especially with a thick fog this morning. I'm very concerned she might get in a traffic accident due to the awful visibility. If you haven't found any sign of her by noon, then, well, might be time to contact the border patrol and have them starting searching as well. Van, Judith, have you found anything? We checked to see if the temple had seen any signs of Yumi. We got a bit to go on. Can't say it's all that solid yet. We need a little more. You got anything on your end? Well, we can say for sure we didn't come to the temple. We hit up the other attendees too. Yes, it seems a girl likely to be a child was sighted early this morning. I fear that information is now 20 minutes old. Damn, could be that... She could have left town then. That would be bad. Even so, knowing what she did after could be critical. We can't run around like headless chicken. We need a clear picture of what happened. If we discover anything more, we'll be sure to contact you. May the Heavenly Mother guide us all. Yeah, thanks.
Long-range scan found no traces of Yumi. No precedent for Wistfrey Lakes is feels that there's an update to related functionality may be required when the cause is determined.
If you were playing hide and seek, Yumi would be extra good at being sneaky. Not a lot of people saw her though, so that means she can't have gone far, right? If our bad this fog is a sighting from 20 minutes ago, it feels like it's worth piss. Damn it, if we can't find her soon, we've gotta get chewed up and spit out by the old man when we get back. The temple staff and I will help keep an eye out for your child. The tourism bureau and the police are also searching. We'll keep in touch with them. I have faith that the Heavenly Mother will guide us. I encourage you not to lose hope. I will continue to ask our worshippers about your lost child. If the worst has happened, we'll be ready to help however we can. We can provide a great deal of medical aid. But we pray she's found safely above all else. Oh, Heavenly Mother, please show your wayward child your blessing. I don't know yet if I'll be staying here in the Republic or going back to try my best back east, even with my parents gone. But either way, I have folks who I've forged friendships with here in the Republic. Realizing that makes it a little easier to keep going, rather than just feeling that it's all hopeless. If I want to move on at all, though, I think I do need to go back home so I can at least say proper goodbyes to my parents.
Alright.
Next month will be the Revolution Festival, so I thought I should get home, but this morning I heard something from an acquaintance. It seems they found some kind of rare something or other in the three cities, so of course I need to rush over there now. My acquaintance in Oyashin will introduce me to a guide, so it should work out. I just need to be sure I'm back in time for the festival, and it'll be another story to share with the kids.
No need to be shy now. See you again.
Sounds like the eastbound train is scheduled to depart just before noon. The inn that put me up for the night gave me the best wishes. I've got to do my very best on this. I'll go out, expand my horizons and contribute everything I can. Long Last Station, alright. Doesn't a transcontinental railroad pass through here? I really doubt Yumi boarded the train alone, but still. Yeah, that said, it never hurts to ask. It is morning, it is plenty possible if the fog is disrupting the train schedules, but it still doesn't hurt. Van and Judith talked to the station staff and discovered that, as they had thought, the fog had reduced the train traffic. With few passengers, the staff could say confidently that no one matching Yumi's description had passed the ticket gate. Our girl is pretty recognizable. If she'd passed the ticket gate, someone would have noticed, I think. The buses probably aren't running yet either. Yeah, and this is just a hunch, but I'd bet she wouldn't go outside the range of his fog. Huh? What does that?
Why, it's you. Enjoying a romantic rendezvous in the early morning fog?
Oh, so I guess this fox shows up during the day too, huh? Wait, you know her? Nah, just someone I ran into last night. I must say I don't believe his beauty is part of your business trip, is she? Clearly you're a man of high standards. Do I recognize you from somewhere, miss? Do you? I mean, you're pretty lovely yourself. That kimono is great. Your hair really goes well with the ensemble too. Do you work with clothes? Oh, no. This is a hobby, not work. My normal outfits are far stuffier than this. Now, if I may pry, you both seem troubled. Might I ask what's troubling you? Well... Yes, it happens. We are missing a child. Aha, I think I know the girl, about 6 or 7 years old. She had her hair up in an adorable ponytail. That's her, right? Did you see her somewhere recently? As it happens, I caught a glimpse of her as I finished checking out of my lodgings about an hour ago. She seemed to be having fun sniffing about the spring source by the riverside. I was going to approach her. A little girl like that? Out on her own on a foggy morning? However, she was with a somewhat older boy who seemed a decent sort, so I assumed he could be trusted. Okay then, who was the boy? It was Senri, I believe. You may have met him, the boy who's working as a guide? I recall he spends his time around the souvenir shop. Perhaps you should check there. Much as I'd be delighted to help you further, it seems my train's just arrived. Do forgive me, huh? What? Thank you for your patience. The Ilef-bound passenger train will be arriving momentarily. Due to the fog, the number of departures has been reduced. We advise passengers to ensure you board. Now, you'd best be off to find your girl. Who knows what sort of peril she could get into on a day such as this? This is Longley Station. Longley Station. This train will be stopping here for 10 minutes. All passengers. Just who the hell was she? She clearly wasn't some average woman. Worst of all, she didn't feel any need to hide it. Either way, we can just ignore that little question for now. Let's get over to the souvenir shop. We gotta catch that guide kid. Of course, come on, let's hurry. Guild? Ah, wrong door. Oh man, Judith. Have you found anything on your end? We've been having Zeros run around in search mode, but we've had little luck. We were just talking about that, as well as updating the Bracer Guild with our findings. I got some eyewitness testimonies, but it's not enough to go on yet. If I can find a little more, we can look it over. Sounds like you're a bust, though. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they have anything yet. We did file a formal request to shelter her, though. Between the fog and yesterday's events, I have a very bad feeling about this whole thing. As it happens, Kazan and Gray are out on morning patrol. I did contact them, but... Kazan's back. No good, Thriller. I went all the way to the waterfall and found nothing. Oh good, you're here. That makes it easy. Unfortunately, all I can say is that there's no sign of your girl up to the waterfall. You came to that conclusion quickly. Any proof? Oh, come on, you know me. I was born and raised in the mountains. There was no trace of anyone else in the mountains but me. I even checked the path on my way back. I saw no sign of a child's footprints or any indicator she was there at all. Naturally, the next step will be to head out to the eastern highway. Well, as you heard, Gray's checking the western highway for what it's worth. But it doesn't seem like he's found any traces of your girl either. I see. Still, that does limit the number of places she could have gone to. If she hasn't been to the waterfall or the highways, then either she's still in town or... We'll continue searching on our end. If she's gone out of town, the situation could get much worse. If she's not near the waterfall or western highway, the alternatives are quite a bit more dangerous. I can't help but worry. Either way, we can't just run around with no clues. We need to get more info to focus our search. For sure, let's keep looking around. You might not be able to tell, but Kazan's got a real instinct for this sort of thing. I'm confident we can cross out the waterfall, which mostly just leaves searching the highway. Aquat, I'm sure you understand the situation here in Longley, so we leave this to us and go search. At the very least, learning she likely didn't head to a waterfall or highway was worthwhile. But that did just return us to our question of where she did go. If she's somewhere in town, she must be hiding somewhere people wouldn't try to look, right? But why though? She's definitely not the kind of girl who would hide on a whim or for a prank. I'm really worried. There were no signs of a kid near the waterfall. Considering our trip out to the mountains last night, I hope you trust my instincts on this, yeah? Either way, I'm going out to check the eastern highway. Don't think she'll be out there either, but I tried to find a chance to go out to the area the Wookiee's covering too, and help out. Oh, there you are. Great. I was looking for you. That girl you've been looking for, Yumi? I saw her alone a little while ago and I was wondering if she was okay. Are you searching for her too? Yeah, our group split up to look for her. I heard you talked to her for a bit. Any idea where she went? Well, she was wandering around, cheery as could be. I talked to her for a bit and then she just took off. She was staring at all the things around town like it was all special. It was hard to follow her. She seemed different, kinda. When I looked away for one hot second and she somehow disappeared. I'm so sorry I lost her. Huh, did you notice anything else? When did you see her? I wasn't watching the clock, so I'm not sure exactly, but it was right as I started cleaning, so it would have been around an hour ago. I don't know if it's any help, but she was carrying a funtun around with her. She must have bought it from the stand over there, but she was staring at it like she didn't even know what it was while walking around. That's odd. She was with us when we went by the stand that sells funtun yesterday. Sure, but I mean, kids are like that, right? Maybe, still think we should keep it in mind. Also, you're sure nothing else stood out? Anything? No matter how small? Well, she seemed to be weirdly focused on the Ishgal Mountains to the south. That's where a fox rolling in from, so I can understand why she was kinda interested in it, but it was still weird. I told her that the mountains are off limits right now, and she just smiled and disappeared soon after. It sounds like Yumi wasn't acting the way she normally does. We need a little more info to compare this to. Anyway, thanks a bunch. This might be real valuable. Yeah, of course. I'm just glad to have helped. If I find her, I'll let you know right away. Okay, that's enough info gathering. Doubt we'll learn anything new here. I still have no clue why she's acting like this though. Maybe it'll all start making sense once we put our heads together. Let's call the others. We can all meet up at the hotel and start hashing this out. Okay, we figured out everyone we could. I think at this point we can pin down Yumi's movements. The info seemed like kind of a mess to me, but you've got an idea, right, Van? Yep, from what the temple and Senri said, it's been a while since Yumi was last seen. The tourism bureau and the guild were looking into the buildings that the child could hide in, however, we were just up there and they found no sign of her. So she must have left town. We had the guild check outside the town. From what we gathered, she at least hasn't gone to the waterfall or down the Western Highway. No sign of her at the station either, so she didn't hop the train. The other possibility at this point would have to be she headed south on the mountain roads that lead into the Ishgal Mountains. Holy, the brat headed out there alone? That's where the fog is at its worst too. From what Senri said, Yumi seemed to be somehow focused on it. Yeah, we can't say why at the moment, but it's our best lead. That's true, we need to be ready for anything. However, for Yumi's sake, we also need to depart as soon as possible. Yeah. Van? There's just something bothering me. Oh right, your custom holo stopped working, right? Wait, that means... Normally you wouldn't think there'd be a connection. Hard to believe it's a coincidence, though. Van, look! It's not as strong a reaction as other times, but... Yes, it seems to be vibrating, if only slightly. Could it be a kind of low power mode? That is quite common for more modern openings. If this is related to Yumi's disappearance... Considering everything we've seen to date, we'd better keep it in mind. Sounds like we're all in agreement, at least. Let's get going after her. Wait, why you... I'm already part of this. Did you really think I just say, oh sorry, got luck out in the mountain hell? I mean, I've stuck with you this far. Why would I go dawdling off now? And honestly, I've got the power to involve myself. I can't turn a blind eye to this. Pretty badass of you. Okay then, let's see what a proud, principled thief and, you know, a kingster can do for us, huh? Why did you have to go and throw the kingster bit in there? You just watch. Fine. It would be very reassuring to have you with us, Judith. Anyway, if we're ready, we should get going. We must make sure we're properly equipped, however. Yeah, there's no guessing what we might find out there. Load up for bear, everyone. But I would say I end the episode here and we go into the mountains next time. Until then, I'm Ace and don't get lost.